Sometimes we take life so seriously, and life is serious, but we take life so seriously that we overthink everything. And we cause ourselves anxiety, we cause ourselves stress, we cause ourselves turmoil and agony. But if you just have faith, if you just stay the course and stay with the force in the universe, then all takes care of itself. All takes care of itself. You don't have to understand the how. As long as you go with the what and you dig deep for the why. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mystic Temple Spirituality for a New Age. I'm Monica Bay, also known as the Divine Mother, and I am here to bring you truth always. All right, so before we get started today at Mystic Temple, I have a couple of announcements, amazing, exciting announcements. So some of you have already seen this on social media, but for those of you who haven't, we have now launched the Mystic Temple podcast. So now you can also get your weekly dose of divinity and truth, okay? Via our podcast, available on all podcast platforms. And wherever you listen to your podcast, you can catch it there, download, or subscribe to the Mystic Temple podcast. And you can listen to all this goodness on the go. Okay. So we're excited about that. And also a important reminder today, okay, the day this airs, today we are having the first open circle, the monthly open circle that we talked about a couple of sessions ago. For those of you who are just jumping in, we have a monthly open circle on our Facebook group, which is a private group, so you have to join it. So join the Facebook group. Just look up Mystic Temple in the Facebook group section, and you'll find us. Or you can go to mystictemple.org, and the link to the Facebook page is on the bottom of the homepage. And yes, so we are going live in the Facebook group today, and we are going to be answering a lot of questions. We're going to dive deeper into the prophecy that I received and more information about that, allowing you guys to ask any questions. And again, just diving deeper. We're going to do this every month, the second Sunday of every month. So make sure you join that Facebook group. So hopefully you are ready to dive deep, and I will see you today. And by the way, in case you miss it, in case you're seeing this later and you're like, oh yeah, I forgot about this and I missed it. I'm not sure. This is my first time going live in a Facebook group, but I believe we'll be able to make that live accessible. So once you join the group, you'll be able to see that live, the replay of that live after the fact. So we're going to hope for that. All right. Okay. So let's get started with today's divinity session. Today is divinity session number 10. 10 is a wonderful number about new beginnings. I love it. So, so we're going to go ahead and get started with diving into the passage that we have today for the Book of Rasheeda. And it is as follows. At times, we assess our inability to handle situations at the crossroads. But the crossroads are here for us to manifest our desires. Go the path onto which the universe pulls you. This is a path that never falters. Stay with the force. To go against it ends in agony. To be deterred is the only outcome. The path remains the path, and the end will be had in this life or the next. Woo! That is a lot of information. That is a whole lot of stuff layered in meaning in that whole passage. So we're going to dive into all of that. So first, it starts to talk about basically the doubt that we have when we're at different crossroads, our ability to assess the situation, our ability to make the right decision at a different crossroads. And then it goes on to say that, but the crossroads are needed for us in order for us to manifest our desires. But so when we're at these crossroads, when we're at a pivotal moments of our journey, that's what a crossroads is a pivotal moment of our journey. All of you can think of pivotal moments of your journey when you hit a particular thing where you can go in two different directions. That's what a crossroad is, right? You can go in two or maybe three different directions, and you choose to go down this path. And sometimes we get afraid of that. Why? Because we fear the unknown. As we're moving down our path, we're like, oh my God, if I make this decision, is my whole entire life going to be destroyed? Am I going to never achieve what I want to achieve? But the passage goes on to really give you not only hope, but support in those decisions that you're making. I'm going to jump to another part of the passage where it says the path remains the path and the end will be had. So what this is talking about is no matter what doubts that you have when you are at your crossroads, understand that there are things that are predestined. Your path is predestined. Not all the tiny details on the path. We do have free will and we can certainly make decisions and go roundabout, right? We can go roundabout and do what we want to do, and sometimes go against what our path is supposed to be. However, the path will be had, the end will be had. The end will be had. So at the end of the day, you are still going to get to where you are supposed to be in this life or the next. I'm going to dive into that part too, because what we know that reincarnation exists, and if you don't believe in reincarnation, you're watching the wrong you're in the wrong temple, okay? So, assuming that you also agree that reincarnation exists, okay? We go from lifetime to lifetime. We have a certain destiny that we have in our entire lifespan, which is our soul's lifespan, our soul's journey from lifetime to lifetime. And then we also have individual destiny points. We have individual goals to achieve in this particular lifetime. And if you do not achieve, and I've said in the past, you have free will, so you have the right to achieve your goal, your purpose, or you cannot achieve your purpose, right? But the end will be had regardless in this lifetime or the next. So if you do not achieve what you are meant to achieve in this lifetime, it will repeat in other lifetimes. And again, I've told you guys before, for those of you who don't already know, I am a hypnotist, and among many things, and I do past life regressions on people. I have done many, many past life regressions, and I have seen how people repeat things from lifetime to lifetime. This isn't about karma in the sense of a punishment or something that when we think of like, okay, we're carrying something into from a lifetime, from a previous lifetime because we did something wrong, or that's not what I'm talking about, and that really doesn't really exist. But so what I'm referring to is you not being able to achieve whatever it is in your lifetime, but the end must be had. So those same themes or similar themes may appear in a future lifetime because you did not properly deal with them in the previous lifetime, because there is an end game. There is an entire journey that your soul must go on. And this is the reason why we reincarnate and reincarnate. We don't just do it for fun. Our souls actually have a purpose and a goal, and it is about evolution. It is about growth and the evolution of our soul itself. Okay, so this is what this passage is really talking about, having some faith in that journey. So I'm going to tell you guys a story, and I'm going to be really raw and honest with you guys right now because many people don't know this about me. I have mentioned it to people who are my students in Mystic University, know, and close friends of mine know. But I'm going to tell you guys my story because it'll illustrate what this passage is talking about. So, believe it or not, I used to be very, very shy, extremely shy. And when I tell you I was shy, I mean shy. So even from the time I was a little girl, I was always very, very shy. And then as I became an adult, I had stage fright. I mean, to the point where if I was in a room and there was only uh, a couple of people in front of me that I had to speak in front of, not in like a party setting, because I was always life of the party. But when it came down to like being serious and everyone's attention is on me in a serious way, I would literally shake, visibly shake, even if it was just a couple of people. And it was also to the point I cared so much what other people think. I'm also a Virgo. So, that just comes with natural perfectionism, which I have battled and conquered throughout my life. But when I was going through these times where I was very much with severe stage fright, okay, it would get to the point. I want to illustrate how bad it was, so I can then tell you the journey. And this is going to all come back down to this passage. It was to the point where when I was in the grocery store with my wife, she would say something. We were standing in line and she would say something. It could be something completely dumb, like not important, right? About like, did you get bread? Did you forget to get the bread or whatever, right? So I would literally freeze because when you're in a line, everyone is quiet and people are paying attention to what other people are saying. So I would literally freeze, like, oh my God, people are listening to me right now. And I felt like I was on a stage. And that was my stage fright. I'm going to backtrack a little bit in that story. And remember, back in 2012, I received the message that this was that I was going to be doing this one day, right? And that I was here to birth a new world and all of these things. And the Book of Rasheeda was going to be coming out of me. I received all that back in 2012. So at the time I received that, I was like, how in the world is that going is that going to be me? How in the world? Because back then I was still very much with stage fright. And so what I received back at that time though from the collective consciousness was, don't worry about it. You will get there. We got you. Don't worry about it. And I was, I don't see how this is going to happen, but okay, I will have faith and continue down this path. But I have no idea. I don't know you guys. I don't know if you guys picked the right person. So, so fast forward to 2018, I moved to Atlanta, and everything changed. And how I got to Atlanta, this is again part of this is going to illustrate how the universe will bring you on a path, okay? Without you even having to, because the end will be had, okay? We just up and decided randomly, because this is what my wife and I do. We up and decided randomly to move from New Jersey to Atlanta and sell our house and then buy a new house in Atlanta. So we did that. We moved, and as soon as I got to Atlanta, I didn't know why we were doing it, but this was ordained. So as soon as we got to Atlanta, I fell into exactly where I was supposed to be, the right kind of crowds, the right environments to foster. And I call it my spiritually induced media training. Okay. So what happened was I'm going to call out to Praise Jackson of Elements of Delight, because she really was one of the big catalysts to this. And I believe that she was being used by the universe in order to bring me where I am today. So she became my publicist. She got me on Rolling Out magazine, which for those of you who don't know, it's a national magazine, very, very popular. And that meant I was going to be in front of millions of people. She got me a monthly, no, it was weekly. She got me a weekly segment called Ask Monica. For those of you who, it's, I think you can still find it if you go to their website. Anyway, she got me a weekly segment called Ask Monica on Rolling Out magazine, and I know that they had millions of viewers, and that scared the crap out of me. Okay, it scared the crap out of me, but my spirits were like, do it, do it. This is part of your journey. You have to do this. So I did it. And then I ended up with my own syndicated TV show on UI Media Network, and that was live. Okay, so I couldn't make any mistakes. Okay, at least the at least the Rolling Out magazine one, I was, it was shot on video, so we could edit out any mistakes. So that was the first step. Then the next step, they were like, no, we need to take you further. We have to put you live to really put you in the mix and make you and force you to just come out of your shell. So I did that TV show every week live. I would at the beginning I was shaking, right? But my publicist at the time, Praise Jackson, again, I'm gonna really shout her out here, because she really started training me on how to do this. And again, I believe that she was put in my path for a reason. And even I used to like script everything, and I was kind of very robotic. And she's like, just be yourself, just be yourself. And finally, I was able to be myself. But fast forward, since then, I also did. I had a weekly, the mindful mornings. I started doing it actually daily during the pandemic, and that was live on my Instagram page. So that forced me out of my shell even more and forced me to get more and more comfortable. And then I then I started a TV network, Mystic Circle TV, and all of these things. So my point is, and that brings me to where we are now, where I can stand in front of you now and just be completely comfortable, because the end will be had. See, back in 2012, I could not see this. I couldn't fathom. I literally could not fathom me being able to be on camera without shaking and being normal and being myself and just, doing what I do. I could not fathom that back in 2012. But the journey, there are certain steps on your journey that will happen as long as you're listening. See, I listened. I could have prolonged the journey. I could have prolonged the journey, but I listened because I had faith and I understood what I received back in 2012, what they showed me. Because the things that they showed me back in 2012, I saw starting to happen. I saw that starting to happen, especially when the Book of Rasheeda started being written in 2015. I saw everything that they showed me, not everything yet, but I saw some of what they had shown me actually happening. So that allowed me to even have more faith in the message that I received, the more faith in my journey, in my destiny, in my path, in my purpose. So the moral of the story is, don't be afraid of the unknown. And don't worry if you can't see the end game. The end will be had in this lifetime or the next. If you listen, we talked about listening. If you listen and if you follow and if you have faith, then the end will be had in this lifetime and you will achieve what you're here to achieve. And then in the next lifetime, you can move to the next step instead of having to repeat over and over again. Because, like I told you, I have seen doing past life regressions on people, I've seen so many times where people have to keep repeating the same theme lifetime to lifetime because they can't get it, because in each lifetime they're not listening, they're not choosing the right path at the crossroads. So I'm going to go back to that crossroads statement for a minute, part of that passage. When you are at that crossroads, when you are at that junction, listen within. Listen within. Know that the universe is always going to guide you in the right direction. Your higher self, your spirit guides, your ancestors, all of your gang that you have with you is always going to guide you in the right direction. You will never be left alone. You will never be left on the sidelines. You will never be guided incorrectly. And even back when I wasn't fully listening, because I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I've always listened. I've listened for the most part, but not always. So even when I wasn't listening, guess who else was put in my path? My wife. One thing that she said to me that has always stuck with me ever since was, people are waiting for you. Those simple words brought me out of my fear and into my purpose. It brought me out of my off my seat and on my feet. Okay, that's what it did. And every time, anytime I'm ever feeling any kind of doubt about anything, I remember that sentence: people are waiting for you, you're here for a reason. And as long as you delay your purpose, the people who need you, their benefits are delayed. What they need from you is being delayed. And I'm going to remind you of what the passage says: go the path onto which the universe pulls you. This is a path that never falters. To be deterred is the only outcome. So when you don't listen, when you don't follow that path, when you are not following in alignment with the universal will, with your path, the only thing is that the end will be had, but it'll only be deterred. You're just going to go on a detour just to get right back to where you were. And it says, stay with the force. To go against it ends in agony. We talked about limiting human suffering. That's what this is again referring to, but diving even deeper in that, in more context to in which you can apply to your actual life when you are at the crossroads. So the message is to stay the path, stay the path, stay the course, stay with the force, because you have to understand that there is a grander scheme here. It is not just about this lifetime. Every lifetime is a step on your soul's journey, every lifetime. And so what you do in this lifetime does affect future lifetimes. And again, it's not about punishment. It is not there. There is no being in the sky pointing down and punishing you for anything that you are or not doing. There are simply consequences to your actions. And again, that's not a punishment, it's action and reaction. So if you have this journey and you are not achieving what you're here to achieve, well, in the next journey, it's like you're in a video game, okay? I'm going to use a video game analogy. It's like you're in a video game. You're trying to get to the next level, but you can't get past this one block, right? Guess what? Every time you re-enter that video game, it's going to still bring you back because you have to enter that next block in order to get to the next level. So you're not this is how our soul's journey works. This is how the universe works. This is how our lifespan works. And lifespan, I'm talking about this lifespan as well as our soul's lifespan, okay, which is infinite. So we are going to keep repeating the same things over and over again if we have not achieved. So stay the course. Understand your journey is much bigger than now. Understand the bigger scheme of your entire soul's journey. And the goal is self-actualization. The goal is evolution of your soul. Your soul evolves with each lifetime as long as the end is had in that lifetime. If not, then you're just prolonging your journey. You're just prolonging you're just prolonging each and every step. Okay, so we want to have beautiful lives. We want to have purposeful lives. We want to stay the course and stay with the force. So what I want you to walk away with today is reinforcements, okay? That don't worry about the unknown. Remember the story I just told you, my story about me being shy, and I have many more, many more stories that, and I'm sure many of you can relate to that in your own lives of things that you thought you would never be able to do, and maybe you received a message of something, or you know that one day this is what you want to do, this is your desire to do, and you have no idea, you just cannot see how you can get from A to B. It doesn't make sense to you right now in this moment how you can get from A to B, but understand the end will be had. The universe will always provide the way. As long as it is in alignment with your path, the end will be had in this lifetime or the next. So you will always get exactly where it is that you're supposed to go. So understand that and really take solace in that. Because when you move through life with faith, it never falters. It never falters. You do not have to be afraid of the unknown. Stop being afraid of you don't know what's around the corner. You don't have to know what's around the corner. I didn't know it was around the corner. I knew generally because they showed me the visions. So I knew. I knew what was going to happen. I could not see how. So sometimes when you don't understand the how, focus on the what and the why. Don't worry about the how. Allow your life, allow your soul's journey to unfold. That's all you have to do is allow. It's very simple, but difficult sometimes in our minds, right? Very simple, but difficult. So understand the deeper meaning of life's triumphs and challenges. Understand the deeper meaning of that and the decisions that you make at the crossroads, the path that you take at those crossroads, and understand no matter what path you choose, always choose the path that you are guided to choose, whether it makes sense to you or not. That's what faith is. That's what trust is. That's what self-trust is, and trust in your path. Make sure that when you are at those crossroads, you are really digging deep and tuning in to your higher self, to the universe, to all of it, to ensure that you're making that right path. But don't worry, if you make the wrong path, you'll course correct. It's a detour. All it is a detour, okay? Sometimes we take life so seriously, and life is serious, but we take life so seriously that we overthink everything. And we cause ourselves anxiety, we cause ourselves stress, we cause ourselves turmoil and agony. But if you just have faith, if you just stay the course and stay with the force in the universe, then all takes care of itself. All takes care of itself. You don't have to understand the how. As long as you go with the what and you dig deep for the why. Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and speak in the divine language. I'm going to speak love, light, power, and courage into all of you at home. Okay? Et vous masti ho fete. 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 Vectusos. Vectusos. Vectusos oshimi. Oshimi vectusos. Evumasti oshimi vectusos. Evumasti oshimi vectusos. Evumasti oshimi vectusos. Eshna popo eshna sha. Shishen. 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 Eshna popo eshna sha. Shishen. Shishen. Etusis. 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 Etusis destu. Etusis destu. Etusis destu vectusos. Eshna popo eshna sha. Eshna po. Poeshnasha. And I'm going to end, as usual, with the prayer in the divine language, which essentially means peace be unto you. Zor Kumti. And I'll see you next time.
I have everything I need. The universe provides. My higher self provides. I have everything I need. No need to fear. No need to worry. Abundance mindset. I have everything I need. higher self provides. I have everything I need. No need to fear, no need to want. Abundance mindset. I have everything I need. 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 I have everything I need.